Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In today's video we're going to have a look at some games made by the TAD Corporation. So they span over different hardware, but there's only 6 games that they brought out, and some of them are really good, and some of them are actually played in the arcade, some of them are discovered via emulation. So the TAD Corporation was a Japanese manufacturer of video games or arcade video games that was founded and headquartered in Mitakashi, Tokyo, Japan. It was founded by former employees of Data East and was named after its founder and owner Tadashi TAD Yokoyama. Now there's a few games on the system, most notably the most popular one, at least for me, was Toki, and then there was Cabal, but we're going to go through all the games in chronological order, in the order they were released in the arcade. There are some good ones there. Currently, as far as I know, there are no FPGA implementations of any of these. If you want to play the arcade versions, you can enjoy them on MAME. Some of the games on here were later released for like home consoles and computers as well, but let's go through the games. Looking at the first game, so this, hopefully I can say it correctly, this is Exzisus, okay, E-X-Z-I-S-U-S, Exzisus, okay. Let me know in the comments below if you know actually how to say the name of this game. So this was released in 1987. It's a horizontal scrolling shooter. It was released in the arcades in Japan by Taito and published overseas by TAD Corporation, and you control like a giant robot that can transform into a spaceship. It's accompanied by robotic animals. I kind of get that kind of drop zoney, defendery kind of vibes. Apart from, you don't really rescue stuff. Now I do like the way your kind of missiles drop behind you. It is fun. It's a shmup in essence, a little bit before my time. Never played it in the arcade, but I would have liked this. I don't know, just seeing that space guy definitely reminds me of that drop zones kind of thing. And when you get a certain power up, you turn into like a spaceship, you're dodging all those meteors, etc. Again, nothing I played in the arcade, but it is a fun kind of game, and I'm sure if this was around when you guys were in the arcade, you would have enjoyed it. But this is on the Taito Z80 based hardware. Yeah, and this is the first one, so 1987, and we are looking at Exzisus. The next game we are looking at, guys, is a game called Cabal. Now this is definitely a game that I hold special to me, because a chip shop at the end of my road, or actually on my very road, on a corner of my road, it was called Nino's Chip Shop, and this was one of the games they had in there. And playing this straight away, me and my friend Paul, we just absolutely loved this. We never played it 2-player though, funnily enough. We always kind of took turns playing it 1-player. Oh no, in fact, maybe we did play it 2-player once. You can play it 2 players simultaneously. From what I remember, 1 player is blue, the second player is red. And guys, honestly, this game is a lot of fun. The firing works really well. It's kind of like auto fire. When you hold your fire button down, your character locks into position. You've got a dive button, you've got a grenade button. It is just a fun game where you can take that all of the structure, the walls that you've got below, you kind of use for cover, and honestly, it's just fun, and it's aged quite well. Now some of these games, when I play them, I found the controls difficult, but honestly, after playing this for like just a few seconds, I was like, okay, I kind of got used to it. Again, it does get difficult further down the line, and honestly, this is one of the games I would really like to see an FPGA implementation of, because the games I really want to see on devices like the Mister and the Analogue Pocket are games I actually played in the arcade, and this was one of the games I actually played in the arcade. So this is actually on, let me have a look at the hardware. Okay, so it's a Taito licensed games hardware. When I'm looking at System 16, the CPU is a Motorola 68000 at 12 megahertz. The sound CPU is a Z80, and the sound chip is a Yamaha 2151. But honestly, guys, if you haven't tried this out, try it out on emulation. It's actually a lot of fun, and I love the fact that when you clear a level, he's got that little goofy diagonal run up the stage, which kind of just changes the mood of the game from somewhere where you're shooting all these enemies commando style, and then it goes into something which kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the Looney Tunes cartoons. And to say the very least about this game, this is Toki, guys. It's a fantastic game, and this was big in the arcades when it came out, and playing this just brings back memories. I absolutely love this. This over here in London, when this came out, it was just amazing. Everyone was blown away. So it's kind of, when I look at it, when I research it online, they've kind of put it down as a run and gun, but I always thought of it as more of a platformer. So I don't know if you can call it a run and gun platformer hybrid game. It was released in Japan in 1989 by Tad Corporation, and it was published in North America by Fabtech. And the main designer on this was Akira Surkuma. And it's definitely a game that has a nice bit of humor. As the player, you control, I guess, what would be some kind of enchanted monkey or some kind of ape who goes through and battles hordes of different monsters, popping out different fireballs out of his mouth. But the ultimate goal is to destroy the evil wizard who casts the spell on him, transforming him into an ape and rescuing the princess. Which I guess, you know, you want to be human again and you want to hook up with a princess. That's what any monkey wants to do. But guys, this game is banging. Like, it is just such a good game, and I would, out of every game on this system, this is definitely the one that I would like to see most come out on FPGA. It was great in the arcade. When this came out in the arcade, everyone was around the machine. It was just, at the time, it was just something very, very special. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone's kind of got this on their radar. So we may see this at some point in the future. I just have no idea when. But this is one of the games on there, and at least as far as I'm concerned, this is the most popular game, or at least this is my favorite game. It's a difficult one between this and Cabal, but if I had to pick one favorite, it would definitely be Toki. There were different home versions of this game, and a lot of the home versions were actually good. Recently, a fan actually did a ROM hack to transform the NES version into the arcade version, or more like the arcade version. I've got a video of that on the channel if you do want to check it out. But arcade version will always be superior. That is generally the case. And this, guys, is Toki. This game here is Blood Brothers, and guys, like, I never played this in the arcade. I never saw this in the arcade. I only ever found this on emulation, and as soon as I played it, I was like, this feels just like Cabal, but a Wild Western version. And when one kind of looking up on the internet and reading a Wikipedia article, this is a spiritual successor to Cabal, and you can see all the resemblances. You know, instead of a grenade that's got dynamite, the dive's the same, the way you fire is the same. Just replace like army men with cowboys. It's a Wild Western thing. I do like that little can that you can pick around and shoot. I mean, it's an interesting game, but Cabal's what I played in the arcade, and Cabal's definitely the one that I preferred. I'm interested to know if you guys actually saw this in the arcade, because honestly, I never ever did. There was also a bootleg out of this known as West Story, and also when you do the level, you do that goofy run up just like in Cabal. So the similarities between the two games are uncanny. So definitely a spiritual success. And I have to say, some of the backdrops in this look really, really nice. In one of the later stages, you get to see like a waterfall while you're shooting on a bridge, and it does look really, really good. Definitely check this out. Again, available on like MAME and the likes of RetroArch via Final Burn Neo ROM sets, and hopefully this would be a nice game to have on FPGA devices. Well, like most games would be, but if I had to pick one out of the two to stick with for the rest of my life, it would be Cabal, because I played that game, I enjoyed that game. The next game, guys, is a game called Legionnaire. I really wanted to pick the guy called Frank because, hey, you know, let's just be frank. But instead, I picked Alfred. Kind of like, sounds like Batman's butler, but I'm sure it's not. Now, this is a walk-along beat-em-up. Now, I do like some of the characters in there. The art style is very, very weird. It's just, I don't know, they don't really look like bad guys. And the special that I did just there, that's the two buttons. All the characters have the same one. I only tried two of the characters. I didn't actually try Frank. I tried the female character, and I tried Alfred, but both of them have the same special. Now, as far as beat-em-ups go, like, this is okay. I didn't like read a moves list or anything, but the attacks are fairly basic. You've got an attack button, you've got a jump button. I tried doing like double tap, you know, left or right, to see if my character would run and do something, but no. But like every good beat 'em up, it does have an elevator. I'm not sure if later on you're on that elevator, but at least the bad guy came down in that elevator. So yeah, I tried doing like motion moves, you know, like a fireball motion, which was in some of the Capcom games, which absolutely awesome. But this does have its charm, like the floor crumbling there and you just dashing down there. And there's a lot of guys there with bandanas, and you know, guys with bandanas and sunglasses, well, around that era they just cause trouble. I have to say, I do like the power-ups, not the power-ups, sorry, the energy items you pick up here, because most beat 'em ups you're picking up street meat, but in this one you're picking up a loaf of bread, so you're loading up on those carbs before you go out beating the bad guys. So this is so just reading off reading something from Hardcore Gaming 101 where they describe the game. It just says, Blood City used to be such a nice place, however the Crimson Gang has overrun the district with crime and corruption. The only citizens willing to fight back is a 4-member group that calls themselves Legionnaire. In a desperate attempt to break the spirit, the gang captures one of them, leaving the rest to beat up everyone else in the city to find them. Okay, so that's the basic plot. So I guess there's Alfred, Chris, and Frank. So you need to rescue the 4th member. But look, like every kind of good game, you get the fighters there. But honestly, guys, the art style is really weird. Now I'm playing this on an LCD screen. Maybe on a CRT it looks a little bit better, but the characters look very goofily drawn, almost like it was supposed to be a wrestling game, and at the last minute they said let's use these for this beat 'em up. But it is fun. It's definitely not the best beat 'em up I've played, but there's a lot worse out there, and it is kind of fun. It's very generous with its lives. Doing your special uses like one little segment of your energy, but it is generous. You get like 3 or 4 lives to kind of get through, and it does feel like, you know, if you were to put your 20p in and have 1 credit on it, you do kind of get your money's worth. This is the first time I played the game and I didn't do too badly. And the final game we are looking at here is a game called Heated Barrel. Now, the first time I played this game is when I shot this video. I never played it before. It's not a bad game. It's a shoot 'em up, like a run and gun kind of shoot 'em up. Reminds me a little bit of like games like Mercs, but instead of going vertically, you're going horizontally, and the screen is auto scrolling. Now, it is fun. Definitely interesting. There's good power-ups in this. I do like the special move you got, but it's really weird for the game where you shoot. Your special is a barrel that blows up around you. So I guess if you're surrounded and you've got a lot of people around you, what I didn't actually test is, let's say there's a whole bunch of bullets about to hit you and you kind of do the special and hit that barrel. Does that barrel give you enough invincibility to kind of not get hit by those bullets? Maybe there's a different use case for it. But guys, this game's definitely fun. Try it out. The TAD Corporation brought out a nice bunch of games. Hopefully we'll see some of them come over to FPGA. My first FPGA machines, such as the Mister and the Analogue Pocket. My first choice, without a doubt, would have to be Toki, followed by Cabal. Let me know down below in the comments which games you actually played, and if some of them were to come over to FPGA, what would be your first choices? But that's really it for this video, guys. As you can see, the boss fight, it's fairly awesome. Love the way he kind of ducks down and rolls around like he's doing a little, like a kiddie roly-poly in the playground. But that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, subscription, all that good stuff, super appreciated. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, guys. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.